Today I'll show you how to perform the Arnold Dumbbell Press. This is a vertical pressing exercise which emphasizes shoulder flexion overhead with rotation and elevation of the scapula. The primary muscles worked by this exercise are the front and lateral deltoids, with secondary engagement from the triceps, the upper pecs, and the upper trapezius. The main pro of this exercise is that it allows a very large range of motion of the shoulder joint without fixing the shoulder position. Many people who find barbell overhead pressing uncomfortable or have a history of shoulder impingement with those types of movements might find this version a lot more ergonomic. That's definitely the case for me. The cons of this variation are that you can't go as heavy as you can with more linear variations of overhead pressing, but in my opinion, you do get more out of less weight. I'm demonstrating this with dumbbells, but it can also be done with kettlebells. This exercise can also be done standing, but if you are pushing to failure, you'll find that the stability offered by an upright bench will protect your form for a few extra reps, allowing you to really tax the target muscles without leaning backwards and engaging the pecs too much. To begin, take a seat on the bench with the back in a nearly vertical position. I think mine's about 80 degrees. Take your time to situate yourself with your low back fully against the bench and make sure you're balanced well. The more stable you are at the beginning, the more force you'll be able to drive into the movement. Hoist the dumbbells into the starting position. I like to use a bit of momentum because usually I'm using weights that are too heavy for me to bicep curl into the starting position. We begin with the dumbbells together in front of our shoulders with the shoulders fully depressed and lean forward. Then, in one fluid motion, we push up with the shoulders and scapula while simultaneously rotating the humerus from a chin-up position to a hanging from the bar position. When done correctly, this should look almost exactly like a ring's chin-up, except that you're pushing up instead of pulling down. Full range of motion is locking out the elbows directly overhead. We then lower under control back to the starting position and repeat for reps. As always, if you don't have the mobility to complete the full range of motion, just do what you can in the beginning and work to increase the range of motion over time. The first common mistake is performing with a reduced range of motion. In particular, people tend not to go all the way to the bottom and touch the dumbbells to the chest in the front. In order to make sure this happens, we want to fully depress the scapula, which is the opposite of shrugging your shoulders. This is important because in this range of motion, the deltoids are under the largest stretch and the triceps aren't able to contribute as much to this range of motion. So you actually get more out of the bottom part of the exercise than you do out of the top. The second mistake is not rotating evenly in one continuous motion. We aim for this to be one solid motion, not first a rotation and then a press. Splitting it into two motions takes force off the front deltoids and redistributes them on the triceps and lateral deltoids. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe for more educational fitness content. In this series, I'll feature tutorials for all the exercise in my program and my clients' programs. Get strong for life.